G'day, team. Max bet time, and what a magnificent weekend we've got coming up of racing and sport. Let's get into it. First things first, we've got a great promo which is going to put a smile on members' faces. Free Form Friday, Free Form Sunday. Every meeting, there's 8 meetings on Friday and probably 8 meetings on Sunday as well. If you are a member, free form. If you're not a member, go to the king.zone and sign up. $25 a week for the lowest membership upwards. So your Saturday Zone membership's $25 a week. If you go and sign up now, you get Free Form Friday and Free Form Sunday, and of course Free Form Saturday as well. 3-day bender of punting. Let's get right into it, starting with the Feehan Stakes at the Valley tomorrow night or tonight, as you're watching this on Friday. Mooney race 6, and what a race it is. Pride of Jenny up against the old girl, against the new girl, against Treasure the Moment. And we saw Treasure, what she did in the Memsey, put him away, got the dream run and put him away. This is a different race at the Valley. I think she'll be extremely hard to beat, Treasure the Moment. But punting is all about value. Let's get into this race here and break it down and have a look at why I like Pride of Jenny and why I think Pride of Jenny can knock off both Treasure the Moment and also why I'm heavily against the toppy there, the big Tommy Kitten. So Pride of Jenny, she hasn't raced for a while. Let's just go and have a look at her jump out let's go and have a look at her jump out here at Cranbourne. She's obviously in front there and doing it pretty easy. Not beating much, but have a look at it. Have a look at her go there, and this is what she does. She breaks hearts, and she's broken my heart a few times. I can tell you when I've bet against her. But tomorrow night, I'm with Jenny, and she's going to go straight to the front with Batesy on. And let's go and have a look at the ratings before I get into the King Zone and have a look at the factors there. Let's just go and have a quick look at the ratings, and this is why I like her a little bit. On Friday night, if I click on Jenny off this old screen, no, I can't. It's bloody updating the data for overnight. But doesn't matter. Let me just talk to you about it because I know it in my head anyway. So if we go down, let's go down the screen down here, and I'll talk about Jenny now. So Jenny first up last prep. So she was 0 from 8 going into last prep. And as she's getting older, Kieran Maher got a ready last prep, and she came out and won the Peter Young, rated 104.5, which is equal to her highest rating ever last prep, first up, over, I think it was 1,800 metres, the Peter Young. Also, she won the Feehan last year, this exact same race, beating Mr. Brightside. So that's 2 big pluses for me. Why I like Pride of Jenny and why I think Pride of Jenny has a chance of running Treasure the Moment off her legs. As I said, Batesy's back on. Let's just have a look at the factors. Batesy's back on. Loves the distance. He rates her really well in front. No one knows the horse better. Loves the 1,600 at the Valley. Proven at the Valley. Hopefully he goes at a pretty good, a real above average early clip. That's when she runs her best races. As I said, peak rating first up. We've seen the jump out. So I think she's ready. I think Kieran Maher will have her ready. Treasure the Moment being aimed at a Cox plate now. Second up. Everybody's forgotten about this second up syndrome, which sometimes is and sometimes isn't. But we did see it with Via Sistina, and we do see horses continually after peak ratings first up, which we saw with Treasure the Moment. That was a peak rating for her and a peak run in that class, coming back to a race that she could be flat in. I'm not saying she will be flat. She might come out and win by 6 because she's a freak. But it's $1.40 against $3.50 here. And Pride of Jenny continues to firm, and I'm not surprised. I think Treasure the Moment will drift out in that market. I've got Treasure the Moment 8. We'll go and have a look at the market in a sec. So rank 2 acceleration, I think the acceleration rank 2 is behind Attrition, who I can't really be on in the race for rank 2 acceleration, for Treasure the Moment. Rank 2, also CWS, Star on the Rise. does handle early fast speed, which is a massive plus. Gets back into an easier race, arguably, as well, but did have all the favours in the Memsey and first time at the Valley. But I've got here this an easier race, which comes up because of the race strength figures. But often it's not an easy race with Pride of Jenny. Pride of Jenny does things to horses that other horses don't do because she can break their hearts. And the other thing that can break hearts is Moonee Valley. Just the shape of the track and the way it is, and Treasure the Moment hasn't seen Moonee Valley. When you're taking $1.40, you want to be ticking all boxes. And for me, Treasure the Moment ticks 80% of boxes, but doesn't tick them all. And the reason that she doesn't tick them all is because of Pride of Jenny. A horse that definitely doesn't tick all boxes for me, and I do have a lay marked $10, and I think we'll start closer to $10 than the current price, which is Ladbrokes on their own of $6. Is Tom Kitten only won one from his last 10, was very poor first up. Never really got into the race first up, first time at the Valley, and also I've got a predicted pace negative because he's going to be behind these two stars in Pride of Jenny and Treasure the Moment. Let's go, and the other three are making up the numbers for mine. Let's go and have a look at the betting in this race because it's quite interesting. If I go to dynamic odds here, you'll see Tom Kitten. Now, Tom Kitten was really well backed early, which surprised me. Tab put up their market at 148 yesterday, which was Wednesday. Knocked off straight away 460, came in as low as $4, and now has drifted back out to 550. But have a look at Ladbrokes' fluctuations. They put the market up at 212 yesterday on Wednesday. By 450, they were into $3.50. Then they sat around that $3.50 mark, and this is what I found quite interesting. And in one fluctuation, they went from 350 out to 480, and then $5. Bang, 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 straight away. And when they did that, everybody else was around that four. As you can see there, the tab was around that 420 mark. And they just went boom, which is, I love seeing that. I love seeing a bookie with an opinion. Now they've gone $6 and they seem heavily against Tom Kitten. And I agree with you that with them, $7 on Betfair, Tom Kitten. I think Tommy will start closer to 10 and then closer to 7. The three roughies I can't see any money for, which takes us to Pride of Jenny. $4 tab put up. Ladbrokes put up $4.50. Has been really well backed. I think 480 tab bet. Boombet bet the best price. They bet around 560. You can see there on Wednesday Arvo. And then there was extremely smart money this morning for Pride of Jenny at around 840 this morning. Pride of Jenny firmed twice, 820 and then 840 this morning. I backed Pride of Jenny I backed Pride of Jenny this morning, but I backed Pride of Jenny at around that 440 mark and 420. I think the bookies when I bet bought Pride of Jenny into about $384, some of them. So that wasn't. I contributed a little bit to it, but I wasn't in there, smashing the market into 350, which it is at the moment. I think this Betfair price, if you like Pride of Jenny, I'd be getting on the fair and chipping away at the 450. I took a bit of 460 and 440 earlier this morning on Betfair as well. Treasure the Moment, Boombet leading the way at 146. Better at 145 for Treasure the Moment. Tab bet 150. Ladbrokes bet 155. Boombet bet 156. So 156 is the best price about Treasure the Moment. I don't think she'll be a heavy drifter in the race because I think she's the only other hope. She's going to sit behind Pride of Jenny. But I can see Pride of Jenny firming up further if the Mars stable are tipping her and they're saying that she's right and she's ready to go. And if the track is leaderish, which is a big thing at Moonee Valley on a Friday night sometimes, if it's hard to make ground there, you watch her come in, she'll come into 280 and Treasure the Moment will get out to 160. And Tommy Boy will be about $12. But it depends on the track. If the inside's the place to be and you can see that Pride of Jenny's going to lead fence, then she is going to be pretty hard to run down. So I'm happy with my bet. I say I average about 420 or 440. I'm very happy with that. And I'm willing to take the risk. If Treasure the Moment knocks me off, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm not going to be shocked. But at that price, I think it's a good good risk. Let's move on to the other race I wanted to talk about, the Golden Rose in Sydney. Let's have a look at the Golden Rose, Rose Hill, race 8, the Group 1, the race of the day. I picked this race to look at because I find it very, very interesting from a form point of view and also a video point of view. And I want your guys' feedback on what I'm about to talk about and the replay that I'm about to show you with Tempted and also Wotan and also Bayvakt coming out of the Run to the Roses. So let's just go to the tape here and have a look. So this is the start of the race, and you'll see Wotan come out in the black colours here, fourth from the outside. So Wotan sits midfield, drawn out wide, and can't get in. He's trying to get in here and gets posted 3 wide with no cover. That's Tempted in front here. That's Bayvakt in the blue running third. So that's Bayvakt in the blue third. That's Tempted about sixth. Sixth in the white cap. But what I'm looking at here is Wotan 3 wide with no cover. Still no cover, and we'll keep rolling the tape here. And you watch around the turn. That's Tempted getting a beautiful, nice suck into the race. As you can see here, we can't see the overhead, but you can see Wotan never got any cover there. Wotan peels out to run on, but it's just done a lot of work into the headwind. That's Skyhook in the red and white trying to get through. Gets a little bit of a checkered path here. Bayvak kicks clear. Tempted runs over the top. Wotan's running home. That's Rivellino in the South colours. Skyhook, all these horses are in it. So Tempted wins. But what I want to point out here, so Tempted beats Bayvakt, Skyhook, Wotan here, Rivellino. What I am going to show you now is the other horses going past. So this race was 1,200 metres. The race on Saturday, the Golden Rose on Saturday, is 1,400 metres. Let's have a look because you can't really see it that clearly, but let's roll the tape here and the owners are celebrating, and then it cuts back in, and you can see when it cuts back in that a lot of horses there have gone past Tempted. So this is Tempted here, number 9, Skyhook on the outside, Bayvakt. Have a look at Wotan get home here, Rivellino as well, have all gone past Tempted. My question is, horses after they're pulled up through the line, is that a negative? Is that a negative if they're going up in distance? Is that a sign that they aren't going to get that extra distance, or there wasn't a lot left in the tank, whereas a horse like Wotan who goes past is going to be more suited over that 1,400, perhaps, than a horse like Tempted? So even Bayvakt's gone, in front of Tempted here. I don't know the answer. I'm wondering the answer. Do you know the answer? Do you have an opinion as a video watcher? And also in that race, because a lot happened then. So let's just go back a bit. You saw, look at Skyhook trying to get through here in the red and white, gets blocked for a run. What do you look for if you're doing videos? If there are any video watchers out there, what do you look for? Do you like Wotan's run that's at 3 wide with no cover? How closer should have Wotan got? Is Wotan equal to that? How far do you bonus Wotan for that? Tempted got a beautiful suck behind him, came out and went bang, had all the favours. Do you penalise Tempted for that run? So this is all about video watching to me, and I'm not a great one. I'm not a great one for watching videos because it's not really my art. My art's studying data and betting and placing bets and moving markets. But what should I be looking for here? If anyone out there is an expert on watching videos and does it, I'd love to know, and I'd love you to share it with me. Let's get back over to the race. So I've got Wotan on top. Value-wise, Tempted's around $3. Let's just go and have a look at the market. Then we'll come back to this. So Tempted's been pretty well backed, 320 into 280. Not any real money though, I don't think. I just think it's the bookies just rolling Tempted in because they think they're going to lay Tempted in multis, 320 into 3, 290 into 280. It's no one really smart. Sports bet 290, 270, 280. Nothing really smart. Boom bet leading the way, $2.95. No real smart money from what I can tell has gone on Tempted. I think Tempted will drift if it's leaderish there at Rose Hill. Tempted will drift heavily, drawn barrier 8. Autumn Boy, 450, 440, 420, 460. No real money gone on Autumn Boy either. Ladbrokes bet $5. Sports bet 550. Leading the way. Sports bet obviously don't like Autumn Boy. They bet top odds. Wotan 460 to 5 hasn't firmed at all. Ladbrokes did bet 550. Boom bet 5. Sports bet 6 earlier today, 6 into 5. Skyhook. So nothing's been backed here. There's been no money for anything, and the bookies are fishing, trying to get people to step in. 11 into 850 with Ladbrokes for Bayvakt. $9 was well back last start, and I was on. Gets another pretty comfortable lead, I think, from barrier 2. Comfortable time on pace. Let's go and have, as you can see here, Wotan's drawn barrier 1. Let's get back over the King Zone and talk about this race. So I've gone Wotan from Autumn Boy, Bayvakt. Tempted in fourth due to the price. Let's have a look at a bit of race analysis. And as you can see there, Wotan really coming up strong. Race strength leading the way, but is the same as a lot. There's not a great deal in that race strength. Cam, 98 from 95, 91. So real good Cam numbers for Wotan. CSW rating, Tempted leading the way off the back of that Run to the Roses victory last start. This is a good one too, is the race pressure there. Average race pressure, Bayvakt in front from Wotan and 60s, who knocked off Autumn Boy last time as well. So let's go through the race. Excuse me. I think this is a really, really, really interesting race. We saw Wotan come up top Cam on 98. Why? 85 cruising. So Wotan has a pretty fast cruising speed, a second fast cruising speed. And this is why I like Wotan in the race. I like Wotan in the race because Wotan wasn't able to use up that cruising. Wotan wasn't able to use that cruising speed last time because of the barrier. We saw what happened, and we've talked about it plenty of times. C. Waller, wide alleys. What happens? He goes back and he did it again on Wotan rather than trying to go forward and trying to get in. He went back because this is Wotan's grand final. That was not Wotan's grand final. And the same is the case at Moonee Valley tonight with Lady Shenandoah drawn out in barrier 10. So we're talking about we're talking about the Rose. What am I saying? I keep thinking the Run to the Roses or the Glory Rose, but it's not. It's not that at all. It is. It's the Golden Rose. I'm going mad. It's quite late here. It's been a long day. Rightio, we're talking about the Golden Rose, obviously. So, Wotan, barrier 1, will hunt up and sit a lot handier. I'd say probably sits 3rd or 4th, gets the dream run, and will be in front of Tempted, who goes from barrier 4 or 5 out to barrier 8, has a lot of pace drawn inside her, and I think might be able to get in, but won't be sitting closer. So Wotan's in front, so it's reverse. If we go back to the map video there, which I'm not going to, Tempted was in front of Wotan. I think Wotan's going to be in front of Tempted, and it's a big, big thing. Why is it big? Because Wotan's acceleration is 112 and Tempted 111. So Wotan not only has very good tactical early speed, cruising speed, but has got the acceleration to match. And from barrier 1, he's going to be able to use that up. Let's go through the race now. Bayvakt, $9, Bullet. Live 850, but I reckon you'll get better than that. 12.50 Betfair. I think people think Bayvakt won't get 1,400 metres. Great early speed factor. Query at 1400, as I just said, and I think that's why we'll get $11 or $12. Not that I want to bet up, but if I was making a book in the race, I'd be having something on Bayvakt at double figure odds if I got it. Ran second behind Tempted. Going to be in the race. Going to probably look the winner at the 200. So I think you want to be on it, double figure odds. Nepotism. I've marked 20s. Bookies 14. Can get 15. Betfair 17. Not a horse I really want to back, but a horse that I think is much better suited in this race. It wouldn't surprise me if ran home for a place from barrier 3 up the fence. Skyhook, I've marked $9. Bookies 6. I think you'll get better. 660 Betfair. Sorry, 660 Boom Bet. $7 Betfair. I think you'll get $8 or $9. Just don't know if I've put their lax knockout punch for mine. And I just think Skyhook's wins have been off very slow early tempos. This isn't going to be an early slow tempo. And I just think lacks the acceleration at this level to get over the top of them. I think can run a place, but just lacks that knockout punch for mine off a above average tempo. Wotan we've spoken about. Won't go through Wotan again. Think it's a very good chance. $5 though, and you'll get better. $5.50. Haven't marked, Wotan a lot shorter because I do think Tempted should be favourite. I'm not saying Tempted shouldn't be favourite, but it's all about odds. I think we'll get better odds, Wotan. I think we'll get $5.56, and I think it's a reasonable price. I don't think this is a race to really get bet up in. I just think it's a really interesting form race from a lot of perspectives. State Visit, and I wouldn't think it'd win. Rivellino, I think's better suited, but don't know if going well enough. Could run home hard. Autumn Boy's an interesting horse. Autumn Boy got beat last start by 60s, but that race rated really well. And that's why Autumn Boy is in the market. And Autumn Boys are also in the market for two reasons here. Upside, natural improvement, proven at 1400 as well, runs that strong 1400. And he's going to be fitter for that second behind 60. So Autumn Boy looks like he's a horse moving forward. And a lot of this price, I think Autumn Boy can be really well backed in this race. And a lot of it's on potential. 60s, you might look at it and go, well, 60s beat Autumn Boy last time. Why the price discrepancy? I've got 21 against $5. There's a weight rise. There's more early pressure. And also up against it in this company, whereas I think Autumn Boy is a horse that is on the rise. A horse like 60s, had a picnic last time, and just don't know if 60s has the class to win a Golden Rose. Let's talk Tempted. Negatives for Tempted. 380 have got favourite. 290 bookies. These prices also have the marketing included, a bit of the marketing included in there as well. So if it was a raw price, I would have Tempted longer than 380, but because the market's included, it brings it down. It brings it down a bit. So, I think Tempted has a few negatives. One is barrier 8. Barrier 8 for Tempted, I think, is really sticky. 1200 to 1400, never race past 1200 meters ever. 1400, will Tempted get it? I wish I knew. But sometimes horses don't accelerate as quickly off when you think they're going to. By that I mean, it looks great, going from 1200, finished hard, now going to 1400, but will Tempted sprint as well over 1400, second up as well. Second up after a first up win. A lot of people seem to have forgotten about how flat horses can be after first up dominant first up performances. We saw it with Via, and we may see it with Tempted, and they get put up very short odds. Everyone gets very carried away with them, and then they go bang, come back, brought back to earth. We've seen it a few times this spring already with a few horses. So Tempted's going to really have to sprint hard down the middle of the track as well to get over the top of the likes of Wotan and the likes of Bayvakt in front. That is about it for me for going through those two races. Let me know what your max bet is. So what's my max bet out of them? I didn't have a max bet out of them. In that race, I'm going to, if Tempted comes in short, I'll lay Tempted. Otherwise, I'll be betting around Tempted on these other horses in the race. The 4, the 7, and the 1. Prior to JENNI is definitely a max bet for me. What is your max bet? Please let me know. Please let me know a reason why. What a weekend it is. Get those Broncos home for me as well. AFL Grand Final. We've got it all happening. It is probably the best weekend of sport and racing that you'll see. I can't wait. I'm going to be back on Monday to do a Max Bet show. Stay in the game. Stay in the zone. Go sign up to the King Zone and go beat your bookie.
Think, is this a bet you really want to place? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.